Hello and welcome to episode 37 of the Perfect Tower 2. Today we'll look at the lab rework. I'm going to start with the factory though. I want to show you something. I had to start over. It was all messed up, my footage. Almost 1 million exotic gem producers. And what I want to show you is in the Infinity board. This is the speed at which I'm making exotic gem producers. I can invest a little bit of red resources. So let's upgrade the mass generation just a little bit. That's a little faster now. I need to invest way more than this. But yeah, so 93,000 hours, that seems like a lot. It's not that bad. Thanks to Alvar GD, he did two things for me for this video. He reminded me something I knew but I kind of forgot. To use a 400 hours shard refining time to get ore so I can get mass. And look how fast my stones at the top go. See how fast they fill up? Fire, electricity or lightning, and earth. Everything's maxed, it's in the billion. And let's try to max this one out because I got 300 billion exotic gem. There you go. So everything's maxed out. Every area but one maybe. No, they all, yeah, I think they all 8 figures for sure. Yeah, they are. Even the darkness. But low 8 figures. Anyways, it's more than good enough. But I could make it even faster. Totally instant. But it seems like there's going to be changes when it comes to Infinity. But it's really unclear. So after a while of hitting use, I run out. It doesn't take long. And I have my auto clicker, of course. Then I go back and I get these ores. And they automatically get dissolved with the setup that I showed you last time. I could go as high as I like, but I like seeing the number 95,000. And then this is how fast it's going, and I can spend my mass fast enough so I accumulate mass and I make a lot of producers. So I should reach 1 million in no time, and those are from asteroid mining. 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all automated. And the number 1 I once on the wall have to collect on my own. And treasures, these are the numbers I'm at. Making a lot of progress now that I've automated. I showed that, I believe, last episode, how I automated this with workers. Okay. Now I'm going to look at the lab, which was a total mess. 1 hour worth of footage because I was exploring at the time. I don't need to explore anymore. I fully understand the changes. So there was no change here though. This experiment is still pending a rework, so it's gonna change. We'll see how it goes. Right now I got 400 million fabrics of reality and it's useless. Okay, fire. Fire is already done and it hasn't changed. It just changed the UI. Now I'll explain the best I can. I hope I'm not mistaken anywhere. Please let me know in the comment if I make a mistake. But yeah, here's the same thing. Ethers, insulators, and tickers. And you just upgrade each. Same thing. They just changed the UI and I had nothing to do because I was already done. This one was also already done and I don't see any change either, so there's not much to say. But yeah, with the original footage I took all my time and I went back and forth, tried to figure it out while recording. It was such a mess, I was getting frustrated, so I recorded everything today. Nature, 90 prestige, and for 32 UVI, I can prestige again. It does work whatever I'm doing right now with the auto harvest. So I keep prestiging, and one of these days, as I explained last time we visited the laboratory, I will look at the botany and do it. I don't feel like it right now. Eventually. Now it's time for good news because I had trouble here in Earth. 90 prestige. Okay. And it's last episode that we visited the laboratory. It's the second episode in a row that we do. They nerfed it, guaranteed, because I was really far from being done, and now I'm done. These two are the same, they just changed the UI as usual. But that button was broken, and this morning there was a patch, which they fixed it. And it's much easier now. You can see the mass, look, 1 trillion per drilling. And much easier, and I'm going to show you very quickly the compression if I go quick and dangerous. Look at my stability, stays at 100%. So they made it much easier. It was pretty bad. I kind of stopped doing it because it was too slow to make progress. Even better news, this one after 73 prestiges done was also nerfed. Resistance and voltage, same upgrades, no change. They just once again changed the UI, but they made it easier at 90. Can't believe it. I really tried really hard on Earth electricity. So it's done. I no longer have to do, it's the same process though with the coils, the wires, and you should watch last episode how painful it was. It's pretty bad. They nerfed that too. They just did it because in my original footage I was stuck at these numbers, and look at that. I'm almost at the maximum. There you go, 197%. This is really good news because this one is pretty painful, and if you watch last episode, I do show, I won't do too much of it. Look how small the particle is now. They changed that. Look, I got 720, I need millions. It's ridiculous. But once in a while you get a jackpot. In my original footage I did have one of those jackpots that enabled me to get one level, you know. So these are all the same that they used to be. The most important one would be this, of course, and I wish you could upgrade it more. Well, no longer, because they did nerf it. 89 prestiges that I did here. So you can't say I didn't try. So if I prestige, I can level this up, but it doesn't matter. So all I have to do is sit there, and I'll very soon be done. We might revisit this much later when I'm done everywhere, especially with the nature experiment, because the rest is pretty much done. Very happy. Well, almost. Light though, light is very interesting. I'm going to show you the original setup that I had. They completely changed it, and it's my favorite experiment. Let's take a look, and I want to thank Alvar GD. He really shined here. I showed that on my Discord channel, and he said, you know, you should go with one color instead. So what I did, original, this is after I understood how this thing worked. Maybe it took me half hour. It looks complicated, but it's not that bad. I said, okay, I want each color to get pretty much the same amount. And the more you get, I have receptors. I'm going to show you with my mouse later on. You got receptors, and the more of the same color that hit the receptor, the more you get. And I made it nice and balanced. In this setup, each color goes up all at once. But he said, go with one color instead, and then you can switch, you know. I didn't specify this, but with filter, I figured this out on my own, I can switch back and forth with the colors. So we're going to take a look at the new setup. This is a new setup, and I improved it multiple times. Maybe I can improve it again. Okay, this is yellow. So I can change colors, and I'm in the trillions and billions and stuff. I had difficulty getting 100,000 with my original setup, and now I'm getting in the billions easily. So let's say I want to, which color did I choose? Oh, I went with the lowest, which is blue. If I want to go blue, I put filters, and in filters I'll need the blue color, and look at that going up. This is not totally optimal. If you go on Discord, you're gonna find very nice setup. This is my own thing that I invented. You know, I do my own thing. I'm a bit stubborn, but it's more fun to play the game actually and try to make your own setup. So these are, okay, this is more light production. And this one is reduces how much light you need to complete an image. And I max this out. So every time you have an additional beam in a receptor, the other ones are buffed. So I'm going to show you the receptors. So the setup is, so this one, how many times? 1, 2, 3. 3 times. It comes from the bottom too. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times on this one. 2 times on this one. 3 times on this one. And 2 times on this one. And this one in the corner, I couldn't redirect the beam. I wish I could go in a multi-directional one, maybe the one on the right, but I can't. I have to use a single one. Not very efficient, but as I said, go on Discord if you want a magnificent setup. That's much better than this, but this is more than good enough. I will be able to max out the light, but this is so much fun. I really enjoyed this. Look at that, I'm almost done. Well, this is from before they changed it in the sense that they set the goal at 184 and stuff to make some progress. So anyways, I'm gonna have to spend some time there. Now we're in air, and it's the same thing as it used to be, no change. It's not gonna be too bad, and they simplified the hull though, so I can upgrade those. I still have decent amounts. I guess I could go 5 UVI everywhere. I should probably prestige, I don't know. Maybe I have to do another run to get more. See how they simplify the hull? There used to be a lot of, I don't know, place where you can upgrade, but there's only one now. Okay, here is the same thing, the hull effectiveness and the power of the compressors. 101 prestige for a neutral experiment. They didn't change it at all. I was already done. And this one's easy because you use workers. That one I already told you that last episode that I was done. I think they changed something. They may have changed something in the prestige. I'm not sure. Please let me know in the comment if there was changes. I don't recognize certain things. So I have this. I'll let you read it on your own. I haven't touched this in a long time, but it only took me 17 prestige to do it. Once again, if you want to see a very good setup, just go on Discord. There's plenty of them. I don't even remember what my setup is. I'll show you with my mouse what it used to do, but I made a fairly elaborate system. Back then, I lost the footage. I don't even have it anymore. So what I don't recognize is what's in the bottom. Please let me know if it's new. It's been too long. Effectiveness was red and blue gravity field by 5%. I don't recognize this. Maximum jumps to gravity orb that can perform by 10. I don't even understand what that means. It's been too long. And the cost of gravity grid, altering the gravity grid by 10% is reduced. I don't recognize this. But anyways, it used to be I would go like that. I would do this, like that. Go in diagonal, back up. But it's been too long. So again, go on Discord if you want to see. Look at that. 89,000 stacks is because I got 100% luck chance and 100% gem chance, so it auto generates. Completely overkill. And the reason why I was able to do that, first of all, I got 40 QI blue gems plus a very nice upgrade. This one increased the starting level of all upgrades by 1 without increasing the price scaling. That's why I was able to do this. So this was really easy. And I go back and forth in my original footage. It's pretty annoying because I was learning how it worked. But there's something new, which is called a grinder. So we're going to look at the grinder. It gives you a nice bonus, I guess. Well, nice. And now that I'm making my own e-gem producers, doesn't matter. 2500%. It's 1 by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It took me forever. I thought it was infinite. It would have been nice. But now it's doing nothing. I got 89,000 stacks, 271 million dust, and it's just gonna sit there and do nothing. I'm maxed out after 92 prestiges. So this is the lab rework. I want super fast, and this is the best area I think in terms of income I ever had, even though it's not the best place to farm. But yeah, I went pretty fast, but we covered the lab so many times in this series. I'm going to go back to the lab, as I said, once I'm done with every single experiment. And I doubt they will change it much more in the future. Like I said, the most fun was the light. Much faster. Hey, I had 1 hour worth of footage, was a nightmare. So I recorded everything again this morning, just before doing this voiceover. That's it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please hit thumbs up and leave a comment below. If you want to support this channel, you can subscribe and hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss future videos. Thank you for watching and see you next time.